An emotional day at the coroner's inquest into Myles Gray, who died after being beaten by several Vancouver police officers. One officer who was there that day broke down on the stand and apologized to the Gray family. CTV's Ben Milger has more on the family's reaction to his testimony and a warning. Some of the details are graphic.
The family of Myles Gray made their way into court for the second week of testimony in the inquest into his death. On August 13th, 2015, multiple 911 callers reported a threatening man acting erratically. The first officer called for backup, and as more police showed up, there was a violent fight in a residential yard involving 7 officers. The inquest heard Gray punched an officer, knocking him out, and that multiple officers then kicked, punched, and hit Gray with batons.
I expect that by the time the police finish talking about their interactions with Myles, there will still be a considerable gap between what they acknowledge was done and what you will hear by way of medical evidence.
Constable John Gravengard said when he arrived in the yard, Gray was face down with his hands cuffed behind his back and a device called a hobble around his legs, binding his ankles together. Gravengard testified he and 3 other officers held Gray down for 4 to 7 minutes until Gray went limp and stopped breathing. If there was any way that he could get loose, even if he was in handcuffs and somehow jumped to his feet, even with the hobble, he could still do drop kicks and potentially hurt or injure someone.
Somebody could get up and drop kick somebody while they're hobbled and handcuffed. I don't know what fantasy land they're living in.
Gravengard became emotional at times during his testimony, and just before leaving the stand, he spoke directly to Myles Gray's mother and father as they sat in the front row. I know it's a difficult time for everyone, and I am truly sorry for your son's loss. I am a father too, and I know it's not the easiest thing to go through, Gravengard said through tears.
That is the first time I saw a glimpse of emotion, and it was nice to get an apology from someone within the VPD.
Tuesday, the inquest will hear from firefighters and paramedics who will describe what they saw that day. Ben Milger, CTV News, Burnaby.